Hey, welcome back, my amazing student. So for those of you that are brand new to this list here, to this playlist, make sure that you're watching the whole playlist. The link is on the description, okay? So anyway, let's continue with what we were doing on the last lecture, part one for this mini project that we're creating, this contact manager. Let's go ahead and keep going, all right, guys? So in today's lecture, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build the contact table, okay? This is gonna be different because we have not used this widget before. So we have not used this class. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a comma here and I'm gonna import it. So I'm gonna do Q table widget, just like that. That's the one that we need here, okay? So let's go down here and let's add, this is the action button. So this would be number 2. Let's go ahead and do the number 3 now, okay? So let's go and do number 3, and this would be the contact table. Contact table, all right? We got no data here yet, okay? All right. So in here, we're gonna go and say this would be the table. So we'll do that. Instead, we create the table here. All right. Let's go ahead and grab the table. This is how we deal with the table, and we're gonna set a column. All right, so we're gonna set a column count. We're gonna say it's gonna have 2 columns, right? It's gonna, one on the left is gonna be for the for this name, for the name, and the one on the right is gonna be for the email. Okay, so it's gonna have 2 columns. Remember what I told you before? The rows are gonna be horizontal, right? They're gonna be horizontal, and the columns are gonna be vertically. Okay, that's how we deal with that table. So let's go here. What I want to do is I want to set some labels for that table, or some labels for this guy, right? For the columns. So we're going to do self.table. And we're going to set horizontal labels. There we go. And here we're going to pass in this list. That's how we do multiple here. So name and email. Simple as that. So let's continue here. I'm going to put a comment here to say, to do something, to remind me of something. I'm going to come back to set vertical header and alternating colors. All right. Why? Because there's a couple features I want to show you, but unless I show you visibly what they are, you won't understand it. I want to set the vertical header to be visible, to be not visible, because there is a column that has numbers on the table, and we want to hide that. And you won't understand it unless I show you the table. And there are some colors that I want to add to the background of the table. Some alternating colors that are going to make the table look better. And then we can customize that, but you won't understand that unless I show you. So I'm going to come back to set the vertical header to false here and alternating colors, okay? So anyway, one thing here that I'm going to do now is add the widgets. So let's go ahead and grab the main layout, and we're going to add the layout. Actually, hold on, add layout. Right here. That's the first thing that we need to do. We need to add the form layout to the main layout. All right, sorry about that. And now let's go ahead, and I say sorry because there was a noise on the window here. Hopefully you guys did not hear that. So let's do this and self BTN. So we're gonna add the buttons. So BTN add. And then here, we're going to add the next one. Guys, when I tell you what we're going to do is so that way you guys can do it before me. And then we're going to add the label. Let's add a label here. So let's go ahead and grab one of these guys. That's fine. And in here, we're going to add the label just like this. So let's go ahead and add it straight up like this. We could make a variable, but we can add it from here. Contact list. And now the last one that we need to do is we need to add the table. So let's go and do self table. Bang. All right. All right. In order for us to see all these changes, let's save this, right? If we execute now and we see this window, right, there's nothing here because we're missing two things here. Remember what we did in the last one, right? We're missing the central widget, right? We need to add we need to add the main layout, right? Because we have the central widget. We haven't not added the central layout that has everything in there, right? And we need to set that central widget. So let's go here at the end and we're gonna say central widget. And we're gonna set, remember this is the widget we got up here. These two guys. Those are the big guys, the containers, right? The layout, the manager, layout manager, this is what it's called. And this is the main widget. All right, that's the container. So we're gonna set the layout, right? The main layout to be the main layout. Boom. And then we got let's do self set central widget. And what is the central widget? Central widget. Now, when we execute this, we should see something, right? There we go. Now we are seeing something here, something happening, right? Well, not happening yet, but at least we see the widgets. At least we see what we have done so far, right? So you can see the inputs here, right? This is the row with the label that I would put in the same row and the inputs. And then we got the buttons and then we got the contact table here. We got the label and then we have the columns here. Each have, right? One column here, one column there. Great stuff. All right, let's go ahead and continue on the next lecture, guys. And let's keep going, guys. Don't give up. I want you guys to be consistently doing this until we get to level 2, and you're gonna see some really awesome stuff on level 2. I'll see you guys on the next one.